everybody, Lori here from Unique in the Creek, and today I'm going to show you a really easy project using our triangle board and some really pretty green moss apple green mesh that's really sparkly. So for this project, you are going to need 2 rolls of the green mesh or whatever color mesh you want to use. For this one, I am using the apple green. You're going to need to cut 65 pieces of your mesh at 10 inches long. Okay, so you will use 2 rolls of 360 inch or 10 yard Deco mesh. Okay, so once you get your pieces cut at 10 inches, you're going to preload your triangle, your Unique in the Creek triangle board. And I've started our tree already because this is time consuming, but it's very, very simple to do. So to preload your board, what you're going to do is there are sets of holes all along the board. Okay, so there's 9, 8, 7. The total that you're going to need to do is 65 of them. Okay, and to preload, what you're going to do is go down 1 hole and go up the adjacent hole, and there is a little line in between the hole spaces that indicate which ones go together. And then what you're going to do is make sure your flat part of your zip tie is facing in between the 2 holes. That way when you put the tail into the zip tie head, you will hear that zipping sound and it will lock. Now don't zip it all the way, just till you hear a zip. Because you want to give yourself some room to work between the zip tie and the board. Okay, down and up. Again, the flat part of the zip tie head is facing in between the 2 holes, and you'll hear a zip. All right, it will lock. You are going to preload the whole board, doing it exactly this way. So this is a good project to sit and do while you're watching TV. It should take you maybe 5-10 minutes to load the board. Okay, so when you flip it over, you will see the zip ties in each of the holes on all the rows, all the way up to row 1. And row 1, I have a zip tie from here to here and from here to here. Okay. So it's 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes bigger and bigger. Alrighty. So once you have your triangle board preloaded and your mesh is cut, to do the petal, the whole thing is done the exact same way. You're going to take your piece of mesh, okay, and what you're going to need is one of the cardboard inserts that the mesh was on. Okay, so we're going to be using this as a tool. You're going to take this 10 by 10 piece of mesh, have it curled up on the table. So curl up means when I let go of it, it's going to curl up. So this would be curled down, and there's different videos that and I always tell you curl up, curl down. We are going to do curl up, and we're going to turn it into a diamond shape. Okay, when you do it in a diamond shape, you want to be sure that your factory edge or your finished edge is on your top left and bottom right. So these are the cut edge that I used with my rotary cutter, and this is the factory edge. So always keep in mind to make your petals all the metallic stripes all go the same way, you have to make sure your petal is rolled the same way. So just keep in mind, top left, you always want your finished edge, and this one we are doing curl up. Okay, and you're going to take your cardboard roll, insert roll, put it at the bottom corner, and bring the corner just up over the cardboard roll. And you're going to roll it from this corner to this corner. Just like I said, just like that. Okay? Keep holding on to the middle. You don't want to let go of this corner that's in the middle. And then just slide out your cardboard Keep, again, still holding onto the middle. You're just going to give a little tug to the ends. Put it on the table, and then you're going to flip it up. And when you flip it up, we're making sure that both of these points are the same length. Okay? And once you've decided that, or deciphered that it's the same, they're both the same length, you can then take your nub. I call this rounded part where we folded it, I call it a nub. I just had to give it a name. We're going to put that directly into the zip tie. Now, when you're doing the edges of your triangle board or Christmas tree, you do not want to go in straight like that, okay? Because you will see the corner of your board here. You want to take your petals, and this is just for the outside edges on both sides. You're going to angle it and put your mesh going along the angle of the triangle board. So all the outside ones will be slightly angled like that. Once you have your nub in there, I do about a fingertip. Now I have a very small finger, so it's about a 1/2 inch into the zip tie, and then do the zip tie up around your mesh. Okay, we'll do that again. Again, curl up. Cardboard roll on the bottom corner. My factory edge is on the top left and the bottom right. Take the corner of your mesh and roll from that corner to the top corner. Just let the cardboard tube do the work. Make sure you're holding on to your corner here and slide the cardboard tube out. Give it a tug on this end, a tug on this end, put it on the table, and then you can flip it up, making sure they're both the same length. And then you're going to, again, put your nub into the zip tie, about a 1/2 inch or fingertip, and do it around. You're going to do each row like that. Okay, that's why I said there's 65 of them. So do the first row, and then once your first row is complete, then you can go back, and what you're going to do is cut off all the zip tie tails. They are recyclable, so I have a little can that I keep them. And then you're going to proceed on to the next row. So again, curl up, factory edge left, top, right, bottom. Roll from the top corner to the bottom, or the bottom corner to the top corner. Pull your cardboard tubing out, give it a little tug, flip it up. Now you can adjust them so that when you flip them, you can have the exposed corner part here facing down. Take the nub. Again, we're doing the outside row here. You're going to angle it just like that and tighten up your zip tie. Now as these layer, you can see how full our triangle board is getting. It's already starting to look like a Christmas tree. Now if you want, you can pre-make your petals, which I do quite a bit at the dollar store. In the hair section, you can find these little clear elastic bands, clear rubber bands in the hair section. You get about 500 for $1.25. These are handy to pre-do your petals. So you're going to make them just like you would if you're going to stick them right into the board. What you're going to do is corner, roll to the other corner, tug, flip, make sure it's measured, and then we're going to put a little rubber band on the end of our nub here, just like so. And then when I'm finished that, I toss it into the bag. So I pre-made a bunch of these petals, and now I can just take my petal and literally just slide it into the zip tie and pull. And once you're done that row, you'll go right across, cut off all your zip tie tails, and again, continue. Now, when you pre-do your petals, it does go quite quickly. Again, making sure that your edge, your side ones are angled. Don't put them straight in. Okay, so once you are done putting all your petals in, we're going to make sure they're all pulled out and nicely located. So you can move them around, make sure none of the zip ties are showing. Now you do have an extra mesh that you can put another one right in here. Even though we're going to put a bow on top, I sometimes like to put one right in the middle here, just in case you can see the board a little bit. So since we have extra, I'm just going to put one more in there. This is the hanging holes, but that's okay. We can just go over top with another zip tie. And I'm going to just put one more right smack dab in the center there. And we have a beautiful, sparkly tree. Now we're going to decorate it. And to decorate it, I like to put a nice bow right on the top. And I'm going to use this traditional ribbon that is golds and reds and the moss green. And I also have this little beaded ornament that we're going to put. I'm going to zip tie it onto the board, and it's just going to kind of hang. We can hang it from just below the bow, just to give it a nice little look. Or you can put it in the middle. We won't see this rope because we are going to zip tie it down. But I think it would look really cute just hanging off the bow. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. So to make your bow, I'm going to use our little kid's bow maker. This is a perfect little bow maker, especially if you want to craft on the go. So if you like to craft, I do like to craft when I'm away, especially at a cottage or whatever. So this is perfect. You just pop this little peg thing in there, into the back, and there we go. And you are going to need a pipe cleaner for your bow. And I like to use a zip tie as well. So I'm going to make a nice, look how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. I'm going to make a nice long tail for my bow. So I'm going to make sure that both tails are going to be the same. So taking my ribbon and I'm running it along the bow maker, which is 4 inches from the peg to this way, 4 inches from the peg to this way. So we have 8 inches. So I think I want to make my tails, I'd rather make them longer than shorter because you can't add ribbon, but we can take some away if it's too long. So I'm going to do 8, 16, I'm going to do 24-inch tails. I know that seems long, but we're going to curl them and have them hanging like this. So we're going to take where we just pinched off or measured off that 24 inches, pinch it right at the 24 inches and put it right in between the two little pegs on this bow maker, okay? And then I'm going to measure and cut the second tail at 24 inches. So we have two tails. And we want the nice glittery side facing up, okay? And then we're going to take our ribbon again, and you're going to use you'll see there's a good side. So the good side's where all the glitter is and it's sparkly. And then the not so good side, it's not as, you can't see all the glitter specks and stuff. So this is the not good side. So what we're going to do is we're going to pinch the end of this ribbon and give yourself some, give yourself some room. So pull some of that ribbon out, and we're going to put the end with the bad side facing upwards. Okay? This is the bad side, that is the good side. What you're going to do is then take your ribbon and we're going to bring it up. So now our good side is facing. You're going to slide it in between the two pegs here and give it a half twist towards you and then push it down. We're going to make 4-inch loops just like that. All right, so when you give that half twist, the bad side is facing up again. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, give yourself some slack on your ribbon. Come back over top. Slide your ribbon through the peg like that, and you can pull it until your loop is at the 4 inches right there, right? Again, take your ribbon and just twist it towards you and push it down. Half twist. Again, when you do that half twist is bringing up the bad or the not so good side, so that when you go to come back over again, the good side, the sparkly side is up. Okay, down, half twist towards you, and we're making 4-inch loops. And I think I will make about six 4-inch loops. So that's 2 on each side. Again, give yourself some slack on your ribbon. And just take your time with this. It does, making ribbon bows do take practice. So basically what you're wanting to do is make sure that when you're doing your loops, you do your twist, that the bad side is facing up, so that when you cross over again, your good side is. So we got 3 on each side. That's 4. Five. And you do 1 more on each side. Okay, so this last one, you do not have to do the half twist because we are finished our bow. All right, and then I'm just going to cut off our ribbon from the roll. So you have quite a bit of ribbon left on a 10-yard roll to make another 2 bows. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my zip tie. I'm going to carefully lift the whole thing off my bow maker. Now a lot of people try and stick the pipe cleaner underneath and everything. I like to use a zip tie and then a pipe cleaner with it. That way the bow in the center is really, really tight. So to do that, you just lift off everything, including the 2 tails that we cut at the beginning. Okay, so carefully, just take it off the bow maker, make sure it's all stacked still, right on top of your zip tie, and make sure your flat part of the head of your zip tie is facing up towards the ceiling. And that way you're not fooling around with getting your zip tie proper to do it up. Okay, so now we're going to do that up right in the center of the bow. Okay, till it hits the ribbon. And don't worry about this little piece, we're going to cut it off. Then I'm going to flip the bow over, and as I flip it over, we're going to bring this zip tie head to the back of our bow. Alrighty, now what you're going to do is take your pipe cleaner and slide it in through the underneath the zip tie. Okay, so there's the pipe cleaner, and the pipe cleaner is what's going to go on the board to attach it. So once you have that, then you're going to pull your zip tie nice and tight and then snip the tail of the zip tie off. Alrighty. And this is going to be a gorgeous bow. Now we can, once you have it nice and tight, you can trim that little piece off. And we're going to fluff and pull our bow once we get it on to our Christmas tree. Alrighty, so I do have this little ornament that I think I'm going to hang it, like I said, kind of, it'll be in between. Oh, that'll look so pretty. Just in between the bow, just like that. Okay, so what you can do is you can take the open part of your little ornament thing and slide it onto your pipe cleaner, just like that. And then the ends of the pipe cleaner are going to go in the middle. So we did put that extra piece there. We're going to go right in the middle. So down one hole, down the other. And I'll flip it over and you'll see where I've gone. So we had 1, 2, 3. We're putting it right in the middle there. And you're going to pull it tight till you have no resistance. You have resistance, and then give it a twist. Alrighty, and now we're going to fluff our bow. So what I like to do is I like to pull the loops up and start by opening my loops. And don't be scared to pull. Everything is secured. And we're going to start with the bottom loops. And then putting them, so the 2 bottom ones right there, they look like an X. And then the next one I'm going to put right in the middle here. So we got top, bottom. So we got the middle. And then just continue moving your loops around and opening them up. You want to make sure they're nice and open and not flat, so you have a nice fluffy bow. Now, if you want your bow even bigger than this, you can just, all you have to do is do more loops. More loops on your bow. Okay, and just keep working it until you get the look that you like. Alrighty, I think I like this. And this will hang really nicely once it's hung up on the door, on the wall, or whatever. Now what I'm going to do is, we got these very long tails. What I like to dovetail the end of my ribbon. So to do that, you just fold it over lengthwise, and then from the fold to the outside corner. So you're going to cut from the fold to the outside corner, and then when you open it up, you have a perfect V shaped in the bottom of your ribbon tail. So you want to do that to both of your ribbon tails. Okay, nice V shaped. And now if I'm going to curl mine, I better get this. This is getting a little big. To curl my tails, I just roll loosely. Don't do it tight, so that the V shape is towards the inside, and you're going to roll just like that. And then I'm going to grab, because we stepped as we rolled, so you can see the edges of each roll, and then you're just going to pull your V-shaped out, and it makes this really, really nice curl. So like I said, if you want your ribbon tails shorter, you can cut it back, but I like to keep them long just in case you want to keep them long. Okay, so the other side, we're going to do the same, except we're going to roll it towards that way. So again, roll it in, and you can see I'm not doing it very tight. A lot of people, you know, go around a marker or something. You can do that. It just makes it more spirally. All right, so once we get up there, you can see that it's stepped, and we're just going to pull the end out, and it gives that really pretty draped ribbony look. Isn't that pretty? And that's it. We're going to put a hanger on it so we can hang it up. So I'm going to flip this over, and you can see how nice and neat the back is. We're going to finish this up by taking the excess pipe cleaner, cutting it off, and then the edge of the pipe cleaner, the ends of the pipe cleaners go back down the holes. So there's nothing on the back to scratch your door. Okay, so you can put a zip tie from here to here if you want, or you can just use this simple hanging hole. Sometimes people don't like to use it because you can see the zip tie. So on row 1, 2, 3, right in the center, I'm going to go down with my zip tie and then back up this hole. And I'm just going to make a little hanger. You can do it here, 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 or you can just put a zip tie or something, a string or something strong that it's not going to break. And then you have a hanger on the back of your wreath. You'll have to fix our ribbon tails. It's probably best to do your tails right at the very, very end. All right, and then we're just going to go down and make sure nothing's sticking out of our tree. And we are just made ourselves a gorgeous Christmas tree on the Unique in the Creek triangle board. Thanks for joining me. Please just subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate it, and you'll get notified when new tutorials go up. Bye, everybody.